Chapter 1. The Heist. On August 2nd, 2016, someone executed the most audacious cryptocurrency heist in history. 119,756 Bitcoin, stolen in a single night. And before you ask, yes, that's more money than most countries have in their entire treasury. At today's value, that's over $4.5 billion. The hacker vanished without a trace. No demands, no mistakes, just gone. Now here's where it gets insane. For 6 years, they lived among us. Ordinary lives. Extraordinary secret. Going to Starbucks. Posting on Instagram. Living in one of the most surveilled cities in the world. But here's the thing about stealing digital money. It leaves a trail you can never erase. This is the story of the biggest Bitcoin heist ever pulled off, and the bizarre couple who thought they could get away with it. Spoiler alert, one of them was a wannabe rapper. I'm not kidding. August 2016. The cryptocurrency world is booming. Bitcoin, this digital currency that exists only as code, is changing everything. No banks, no governments, just pure, decentralized money flowing across the internet. And if you're thinking Bitcoin is some sketchy internet money, pause that thought. By 2016, it was already mainstream enough that one exchange alone was handling hundreds of millions daily. And at the center of this revolution, Bitfinex, one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges, handling hundreds of millions of dollars in trades every single day. Think of Bitfinex like a digital Fort Knox. People from all over the world deposit their Bitcoin there to trade, to invest, to hold. The platform had cutting-edge security, multi-signature wallets, cold storage, layers upon layers of protection. They literally hired cybersecurity experts to test their systems. Paid hackers to try breaking in and failed. This wasn't some amateur setup. It was supposed to be unhackable. Remember that word. Unhackable. Because someone was about to prove everyone wrong. But someone was watching, studying, waiting. In the shadows of the internet, a hacker had been planning something unprecedented. Not a smash and grab. Not a quick score. This was surgical, methodical. The kind of heist that required months, maybe years, of preparation. And here's what makes this terrifying. They weren't some elite government agency. They weren't a sophisticated crime syndicate. They were just two people, a tech entrepreneur and his girlfriend. Normal people, who happened to be planning the biggest cryptocurrency heist in history. They understood something crucial about Bitfinex's security system. Something almost no one else knew. A vulnerability, a crack in the armor, and they were about to exploit it. The target? Every single Bitcoin in Bitfinex's hot wallets. The ones connected to the internet for daily trading operations. The prize? Enough money to disappear forever. At the time, those 119,756 Bitcoin were worth about $72 million. Already a fortune, but the hacker understood something else. Something you need to understand too if you're holding any crypto. Bitcoin's value would explode. If they could just wait. By the time they were caught, that 72 million had turned into over 4 billion. Let that sink in. So on the night of August 2nd, 2016, they made their move. But would anyone even notice? It started quietly. Too quietly. Bitfinex's security systems showed nothing unusual. No alarms. No warnings. Everything looked normal. But deep in the code, something was happening. And before I explain how they did it, you need to understand one thing about Bitcoin. Because this is why the heist worked, and why they eventually got caught. Here's what you need to understand about how Bitcoin works. Every transaction is recorded on something called the blockchain. Imagine a massive digital ledger that everyone can see, but no one can erase or fake. It's like writing something in permanent marker on a window in Times Square. Everyone can see it. Forever. You can't erase it. You can't fake it. When you want to send Bitcoin, you need two things. Your public address, which is like your account number, and your private key, which is like your password. Except this password is everything. If someone gets your private key, they own your Bitcoin. Period. No customer service to call. No bank to reverse the transaction. It's just gone. Bitfinex knew this. So they used something called multi-signature security. Think of it like a bank vault that requires 3 different keys, held by 3 different people, all turning at the same time. No single person could authorize a transaction. You'd need multiple approvals. It was bulletproof. Or so they thought. Here's where it gets technical, but stay with me because this is important. The hacker had found the flaw. They'd managed to compromise Bitfinex's systems in a way that let them generate unauthorized transactions. The exact method? Still debated. Bitfinex has never fully disclosed exactly how it happened. Some say it was an inside job. Others say it was a software vulnerability. The truth? Probably somewhere in between. But the result was crystal clear. At 7:06 p.m. Hong Kong time, the first unauthorized transaction executed. Then another, and another. And here's the crazy part, nobody noticed. Not for hours. Over the next several hours, 2,000 separate transactions drained Bitfinex's wallets. 119,756 Bitcoin, vanishing into the digital void. The hacker moved fast. They scattered the stolen funds across thousands of different addresses, splitting them up, mixing them, making them nearly impossible to trace. Imagine a bank robber escaping with bags of cash, but instead of running out the front door, they teleport the money into 10,000 different safety deposit boxes across the planet. Simultaneously, that's what happened here. Chapter 2. The Panic. When Bitfinex employees arrived at their offices the next morning, they discovered a nightmare. The Bitcoin was gone. At first, they couldn't believe it. They ran diagnostics, checked the systems, rechecked. But the blockchain doesn't lie. The transactions were real. $72 million had evaporated overnight. Now imagine you're one of the customers. You wake up, check your account, and your life savings is just gone. Bitfinex immediately halted all trading. Then came the announcement that sent shockwaves through the entire cryptocurrency world. We have discovered a security breach. Bitcoin tokens have been stolen from user accounts. Panic. Within hours, Bitcoin's price crashed by 20%. Millions more vanished in market value. Some people lost their life savings. Others saw their investments cut in half. The crypto community was in chaos. This was the moment skeptics were waiting for. See, we told you crypto wasn't safe. The entire future of Bitcoin was in question. This was supposed to be impossible. This was supposed to be the secure future of money. And someone had just proven them all wrong. But here's what made this heist truly genius. The hacker didn't try to cash out. They didn't panic. They didn't make rookie mistakes. They just vanished. And this is where most criminals mess up. They get greedy. They get impatient. They make mistakes. But not these two. They did something almost impossible. They waited. The stolen Bitcoin sat there, visible on the blockchain for anyone to see, but completely untouchable. Like a pile of cash sitting in the middle of Times Square behind bulletproof glass. Everyone could see it. No one could touch it. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. The Bitcoin didn't move. And the hacker? They disappeared completely. No trace. No clues. No demands for ransom. No bragging on dark web forums. It was the perfect crime. Or so it seemed. Because remember what I said about the blockchain? Everyone can see everything. Forever. And that permanent record would become their prison. Chapter 3. The Hunt. The FBI didn't see it that way. This wasn't just a theft. This was an attack on the financial system. And the FBI's cybercrime division doesn't let things go. They had one advantage, the blockchain. See, Bitcoin's greatest strength is also its greatest weakness for criminals. Every transaction is permanent, public, traceable. You can't erase history on the blockchain. Think about that. The hackers stole billions. But every single movement of that money was being recorded. Permanently. The FBI was watching. Always watching. Special agents began mapping every single transaction. Where did the Bitcoin go? Which addresses received it? How was it being moved? They partnered with blockchain analysis firms. Companies like Chainalysis and Elliptic that specialize in tracking cryptocurrency. And slowly, a pattern emerged. The hacker was trying to launder the Bitcoin. They were using mixing services, also called tumblers. These are platforms that take your dirty cryptocurrency, mix it with thousands of other transactions, and spit out clean coins that are supposedly untraceable. Think of it like taking marked bills from a bank robbery and exchanging them for clean cash through a series of middlemen. Here's the thing though, supposedly untraceable doesn't mean actually untraceable. The FBI had the blockchain, and the blockchain never forgets. But the FBI was watching. Every movement, every transaction, building a map. The problem? It takes time. Years of time. The investigation dragged on. The trail went cold, then warm, then cold again. Bitcoin's price kept climbing. $1,000, $10,000, $20,000, $60,000. That stolen fortune was growing exponentially. And somewhere out there, the hacker was watching it grow too. 6 years pass. The Bitcoin sits untouched, slowly growing in value. Bitcoin reaches all-time highs. The fortune multiplies. And still, nothing. No arrests. No leads. The perfect crime remains perfect. Until it doesn't. Now here's where the story gets absolutely wild. Because the FBI was about to discover something nobody expected. Chapter 4. The Razzlekhan Reveal. Here's what the FBI didn't know yet. The hacker wasn't hiding in some foreign country. They weren't living in a bunker with fake identities. They were living in Manhattan, in an apartment in one of the most expensive, most surveilled cities in America, living normal lives. And wait until you hear who they were. Meet Ilya Lichtenstein, a tech entrepreneur, Russian-born, American-educated, smart, ambitious, the kind of guy who posts advice about startups on LinkedIn, who goes to networking events, who seems completely, utterly normal, except for one small detail. He'd just pulled off the biggest cryptocurrency heist in history. And his girlfriend? Heather Morgan, a tech marketer who wrote articles about entrepreneurship and social media. She literally wrote articles about business ethics. I'm not making this up. Articles about integrity in business, while sitting on billions in stolen Bitcoin. Oh, and Heather had a side gig. She fancied herself a rapper. Her stage name? Razzlekhan. Yes, that's spelled exactly how it sounds. Razzlekhan. Her music videos were memorable. Think aggressive posturing, awkward rhymes, and a complete lack of self-awareness. Razzlekhan, the crocodile of Wall Street, she called herself. Let me paint you a picture. We're talking about someone who helped launder billions in Bitcoin and then made public rap videos on YouTube calling herself a crocodile. Rapping about being richer than you, about being a boss, about Wall Street, while actually sitting on one of the largest stolen fortunes in history. The videos were bad, really bad, like so bad they went viral for all the wrong reasons. People thought it was satire. It wasn't, but they were perfect cover. Who would suspect a cringe rapper from Brooklyn of helping to launder a multi-billion-dollar heist? Turns out, that's exactly what makes you suspicious. Because the FBI notices everything eventually. For years, they lived this double life. Coffee shops, dinner parties, tech meetups, posting on social media, living completely normal lives in New York City, and billions of dollars in stolen Bitcoin, just waiting, hidden in plain sight. But in early 2022, the FBI finally caught a break. And it came from the most obvious place, the blockchain. After years of painstaking blockchain analysis, they traced some of the laundered Bitcoin to accounts connected to Ilya Lichtenstein. Small amounts at first, transactions that had been cleaned through dozens of intermediaries. But the connections were there, like digital breadcrumbs leading straight to Manhattan. The FBI started building a case. They obtained warrants, monitored communications, watched financial movements, and on January 31st, 2022, they discovered something incredible. Something so stupid, so amateur, that it's almost hard to believe. Ilya had made a critical mistake. He'd stored the private keys to the stolen Bitcoin wallets in a cloud storage account. Let me repeat that. He stored the keys to $4 billion in the cloud, the same cloud you probably use for your vacation photos. The FBI got access. They could see everything. The most sophisticated cryptocurrency heist in history, executed flawlessly, hidden for 6 years, and brought down by cloud storage. The irony is almost beautiful. Suddenly, the entire operation unraveled. The FBI could trace the couple's attempts to launder the Bitcoin, the shell companies, the fake identities, the cryptocurrency mixers, all of it. Every move they'd made for 6 years, laid bare. On February 8th, 2022, nearly 6 years after the heist, FBI agents descended on the couple's Manhattan apartment at dawn. Chapter 5. The Arrest. Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan were arrested at 6 a.m. When agents searched their apartment, they found a hollowed-out book containing bags of cash, burner phones, and electronic devices linked to the laundering operation. Literally a hollowed-out book. Like a movie prop. Like something a teenager would use to hide weed from their parents. These people stole billions using sophisticated hacking techniques, cracked one of the world's most secure exchanges, evaded detection for 6 years, then hid money in a fake book. But the real prize? The private keys. The FBI seized 94,636 Bitcoin, At the time, it was worth $3.6 billion, the largest financial seizure in the Department of Justice's history. Think about that. Of the original 119,756 stolen Bitcoin, they recovered 79%. That remaining 21%, either spent, lost, or still hidden somewhere. We may never know. Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco stood at a podium and delivered the news that shocked the world. Today's arrests prove that cryptocurrency is not a safe haven for criminals. And then the internet exploded. When the arrests hit the news, the crypto world lost its mind. Twitter went wild. Reddit forums crashed from traffic. Everyone had the same questions. Who are these people? A tech entrepreneur and his rapper girlfriend? Wait, did you say rapper? And when people found the Razzlekhan videos, the internet absolutely lost it. The memes flooded in. Crocodile of Wall Street became a viral punchline. Late-night shows made jokes. The hackers who stole billions in one of history's most sophisticated cybercrimes became a meme. The irony was perfect. The crypto community was stunned. For years, people had speculated about who pulled off the Bitfinex hack. State-sponsored hackers? Russian crime syndicates? Elite cybercriminals with military-grade tools? Nope. A tech bro who liked craft beer and his aspiring rapper girlfriend who made cringy music videos. The same rapper who made a music video called Versace Bedouin, where she raps about being richer than you, while literally sitting on billions in stolen Bitcoin. The audacity is almost impressive. Almost. Chapter 6. The verdict. The irony was incredible. Heather Morgan, who literally called herself Razzlekhan, who made terrible rap videos about being a bad bitch, had helped launder billions. Both pleaded guilty. Ilya in August 2023, Heather in August 2024. Ilya admitted to being the mastermind behind the hack. He'd executed the breach and controlled the stolen funds. Heather's role was smaller. She'd helped with laundering, but claimed she didn't know the full extent of what Ilya had done until later. Whether you believe that is up to you. In November 2024, Ilya Lichtenstein was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison. Heather Morgan received 18 months. 5 years, 18 months, for stealing over $4 billion. Let that sink in. Some people get longer sentences for selling weed, for petty theft, for crimes that hurt far fewer people. 5 years for $4 billion. The relatively light sentences came because of their cooperation. They'd helped the FBI understand how the hack worked. They'd surrendered access to the remaining Bitcoin. They became informants, essentially, trading their freedom for information. But for Bitfinex customers who lost their Bitcoin back in 2016, many are still waiting to be fully reimbursed. The legal process of returning the seized assets is complex and ongoing. The Bitcoin is sitting in government custody, growing in value every day, while victims wait for justice. So if you're wondering if crime pays, technically yes, but only if you cooperate after you get caught. 5 years in prison for $4 billion stolen. You do the math. Bitfinex itself survived, but the hack damaged its reputation permanently. They're still operating today, but the stain remains. The exchange that got hacked for billions. In the cybercrime world, Ilya and Heather became a cautionary tale. Not because they couldn't hack a major exchange. They proved it could be done. They proved that even the most secure systems have flaws. But because they got caught doing something much simpler, spending the money. The hack was brilliant. The execution was flawless. But the laundering was amateur. The cloud storage was a rookie mistake. And that's what brought them down. The blockchain never forgets. And neither does the FBI. So what does this tell us? And this is important whether you own crypto or not. Cryptocurrency promised a future where money moves freely, without banks or governments controlling it. And in many ways, it delivered. But that same freedom, that permanent, transparent blockchain, becomes a prison for criminals. Every single transaction you make is carved in digital stone. Forever. Public. Traceable. Think about that next time you use Bitcoin. Your grandmother can't see your bank account, but anyone with internet access can trace your Bitcoin transactions forever. That's the trade-off. Ilya Lichtenstein proved you could hack a fortress. He proved that even the most secure systems can be breached with enough skill and patience. But he also proved you can't hide forever when every transaction is carved in digital stone. The blockchain giveth, and the blockchain taketh away. Here's my question for you though, and drop your answer in the comments. Do you think 5 years is enough for stealing $4 billion? Or did they get off too easy? Because honestly, I can't decide. Let me know what you think. Next week, we're covering the teenager who hacked the FBI from his bedroom. And when I say teenager, I mean a 15-year-old kid, a high school student. No sophisticated tools, no team, no training. Just one kid with a laptop who made the federal government look like amateurs. If you thought this story was insane, next week's is somehow even crazier. A kid, the FBI, and an attack that should have been impossible. If you want more stories like this, heists, hackers, and the people who thought they were untouchable, hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started. And seriously, comment below, what would you do with $4 billion in Bitcoin? Would you try to spend it? Would you wait? Would you turn yourself in? I genuinely need to know what you're thinking.